I mean, that's insane, isn't it?
Quite disconcerting.
Look at that. I can get up to my finger like that.
First knuckle, yeah.
Oh my gosh. The surgery that we need to do is basically to encourage that yet to be fully stiff breastplate, the sternum, and we have to pull it out. The risks of that, though, are heavy. If left and untreated, sadly, it will lead to his premature death.
Hello, Foxy.
In Isleworth, a nervous TJ has come to Scott after discovering a deformity in her 12-week-old kitten's chest.
You're tired now, aren't you? The local family were getting rid of kittens, and I just saw his face and just lost it. He was just something special. I was just in love with him straight away.
Hi, TJ.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. Oh my goodness, this is the chap.
This is Foxy.
Oh my gosh. What a beautiful boy you are. I can see where he got the name.
Yeah, the massive ears.
I can see why you're already in love. He's only been 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's just bags of personality. He will climb up you, curl himself in a ball under my chin, and just purr like a Harley Davidson. Foxy, up, up.
When TJ first picked up the tiny kitten, her heart sank.
I could feel straight away that his chest curved inward, and it was very odd. Foxy.
She immediately set up a consultation with Scott.
All right, let's take this little chap in the consult room, shall we?
Come on then, yeah.
TJ and I both work together on a TV show here in the UK, and with our love of animals, we've become friends. The main concern you've got is underneath this jacket, isn't it?
Yes.
Right, let's see.
Take a feel of that chest.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insane, isn't it?
Quite disconcerting.
Look at that. I can get up to my finger like that.
First knuckle, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Fox is already suffering as a result of his congenital abnormality. He struggles to breathe sometimes, he's quite breathless. He has something called pectus excavatum. In humans, it's like an inward pointing sternum or breastbone. So
Yeah.
I think it used to be called pigeon chest.
Yeah.
So rather than your sternum, your breastplate slightly going out, his is going way in. So that reduces the size of his chest cavity. And as they grow, their heart and their lungs don't have anywhere to mature into. Unfortunately, with this condition, the kitten won't live naturally longer than 12 months. It's always tough when you tell an owner that their beloved animal might not survive, and unfortunately with this condition, Fox just won't be able to develop into a normal adult cat. The surgery that we need to do is basically to encourage that yet to be fully stiff breastplate, the sternum, and we have to pull it out. The risks of that, though, are heavy. I have to put a number of needles into his chest.
Okay.
And inside the chest cavity, will not shock you, is full of really, really important things.
Yeah.
If we nick any of those, he won't make it through the surgery. And even if I don't, the opening of the chest cavity to a normal size can also lead to them stop breathing.
I'm quite anxious now, but I don't know, it's best to have honesty, I think, because, you know, he could lose his life, but if he doesn't have the surgery, he could also lose his life, so.
It's a lot to take on, and I appreciate how much you love him already and how hard that must be.
TJ must now make a tough decision.
You really, unfortunately, don't have much of a choice.
In Isleworth, TJ must decide whether to proceed with high-risk surgery to correct her 12-week-old kitten's life-threatening birth defect.
If left and untreated, sadly, it will lead to his premature death.
I really love him so much, and he's so full of life, you know, I really want him to have a good life.
Courageous TJ decides to go ahead with the perilous procedure to try to mend Fox's deformed chest bone.
And even greater pressure for me is that actually today is my 25th anniversary of being a vet.
Oh, congratulations. Well, I'm hopefully that's good luck for him.
I really, really hope it is. It's been a great career. It's been what I dreamed of doing ever since I was 7. And today, being that I'm performing a surgery that I've never performed before on a friend of mine's kitten, there's some pressure there, but I think the experience that I've developed over those 25 years is going to count for a lot. All right, say goodbye to Mummy.
Bye, baby. You good?
I'll look after him, I promise. I'll get you back to Mummy very, very soon.
Saying goodbye is always difficult, but not knowing whether I'll see him alive again is even worse.
Before operating, Scott x-rays Fox's chest to see the extent of the malformation in the tiny kitten's breastbone.
X-ray. Quite an astonishing X-ray. So you can see here, this is his breastbone, his sternum, and that should just go straight down like that. And you can see it's going, whoa, like that. It's just so abnormal. It's curving right inwards, almost like a, witch's deformed finger or something.
Because of the high risks involved in the surgery, Scott has chosen experienced nurses Gina and Jason to assist.
I can't downplay the concerns regarding this procedure, because basically what I have to do is put a needle inside his chest cavity multiple times. I could puncture the heart, I can puncture the lungs, so we can either get internal bleeding and he'll die on the table, we'll get a punctured lung and he'll die on the table. And then also when we open up the chest, because it's all of a sudden got this huge amount more volume than it did before, we probably will see some issues with the anaesthetics. You come back to us, okay?
Yep.
Doctor's orders. Okay, let's do this.
In the UK, Scott is operating to try to correct a severe birth defect in 12-week-old kitten Fox's chest.
So we've got one in now. I am blindly placing a needle into the chest cavity. At any moment, I could perforate his heart. He could bleed out within seconds. So I'll be starting up this end, and then slowly as we go, we'll be lifting and tying the sutures. And by doing so, it'll allow me to lift up the sternum. So kind of if you have a log, and you put rope underneath the log all the way along, well then you can lift the log up.
Once the sutures are in place, Scott will attach them to a custom-made breastplate that will hopefully stimulate Fox's chest bone to grow outwards instead of in. But first he has to insert delicate stitches without inflicting a fatal injury on his tiny patient.
They'll start getting a bit easier now, won't they?
No, they're actually getting harder.
Oh.
Right, okay, next one.
In Isleworth, Scott is cautiously inserting stitches into Fox's chest, dangerously close to the little kitten's heart and lungs.
Putting sutures in a chest cavity on a 12-week-old kitten obviously is risky. The margin of error is so small. So yeah, that's good. Now we're getting somewhere. Look at that, that looks great. I know that he's past the point of danger, and I know I can correct the deficit that nature dealt him. We're gonna put some padding in place. I'm gonna trim it a little bit.
With the most perilous part of the surgery over, Scott now attaches a temporary breastplate to Fox's chest.
Right, so that's our suit of armour on, and hopefully a nice straight sternum underneath. The plan is that it will remain there for up to 3 weeks, and what that will do is encourage the sternum to lay out, and it'll start to ossify, so it'll start to harden up. And then when we remove the plate, the breast should stay in position, and that'll then mean that this little guy will live a full and natural life. X-ray. Great. Yeah, so you can see that. Before it's sort of almost like an S-bend of a toilet, and now it's much straighter. So the chest has got all this extra space, so now his lungs have got to use.
While little Fox recovers from his life and death surgery, his owner TJ arrives, desperate to be reunited with the much-loved kitten she feared she might never see again.
There he is.
There he is.
Oh, look at your little outfit. Hey, baby.
Yeah, so he's still very sleepy. Underneath here, there's a breastplate. He's got to feel like he's wearing a straitjacket, so he's not going to think that's brilliant, but very quickly he will get used to it. I'm hoping over the days and weeks, what we'll see is he'll start breathing into this new chest cavity.
Oh, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
It's wonderfully put the faith in me, and after 25 years, I still got it. So that's really good. So I'm so glad for you, and he is just a dream. I couldn't think of anything better than on my 25th anniversary as a vet to be able to perform a surgery like that, to be able to give Fox the chance at a full and natural life that he wouldn't have had. Very satisfying, and I'm, very proud, 25 years. Hi, TJ.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Hello, my gorgeous little fluff ball. How are you?
It's 3 weeks since little kitten Fox's life-saving surgery, and TJ has brought him back to Scott. It's time to have his breastplate removed and to see if his chest is now developing normally.
How's that? Does that feel better? Right. Well, everything's sounding really good. The deficit's definitely reduced.
Yeah.
Good boy. He's got a lot bigger chest cavity than he did before. Now we've removed the breastplate, I'm really happy with the way Fox is looking. He is breathing far bigger, deeper breaths, and I'm incredibly hopeful that this little cat and TJ can live a long and loving life together. All right, buddy. See you later. Breathe well. See you later, TJ.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. It's definitely been a massive relief to know that you give them the best chance to grow up to be a big fluffy ginger cat rather than just a little one.
If you guys loved that video, great. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel below. That way.